Hi students, today we're looking at solving two-step inequalities. Previously we've looked at solving one-step inequalities and two-step equations, but now we're just looking at solving two-step inequalities. So let's go ahead and look at this first equation. And remember, the difference between an equation and an inequality is equation has the word equal in it. So an equation is going to have an equal sign with it, and an inequality is unequal. It's not equal, and that means it's going to have some sort of greater than, less than, or equal to sign in that, or greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to sign in it. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Inequality means not equal. Equation has the equal sign in it. So here's our first equation that we're looking at. Notice it has the equal sign. And we need to take 3x plus 52 equals 100 and get that so that x is by itself. So we first have to undo addition and subtraction. So here's our addition. Let's get rid of that. Adding 52, the opposite is subtracting 52. So we subtract 52 here. And 100 take away 52 is 48. 48 equals 3x, because now 52 and 52 went away, so all we have left is 3x. Then we take 3x, and well, right here, this is multiplying 3 times x, so we do the undoing the multiplication right now. So we undo multiplication by dividing. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. We don't need that anymore. And then we have to do whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So x equals 48 divided by 3, or you can reduce that to x equals, I believe it's 16. Let me double check. 48, 3, yeah, it's 16. And so x equals 16. And there's your answer. Notice again, this is an equation, so we have an equal sign in the middle. Now, here are those same exact numbers up here as up here, only instead of the equal sign, there is a greater than sign. So I'm going to do my inequality in purple. And we still do the same thing. We do the undoing the addition and subtraction first. So undoing and adding 52 is subtracting 52 to both sides, just like in an equation. And positive 52 minus 52 is 0. We don't need that anymore. 100 minus 52 is 48. Keep this sign right just like it is. Bring it down. 3x is all that's left over here. Divide by 3 to both sides. Divide by 3. And, oops, there it is. X is greater than 16. Okay, and there's my answer there. All right, so I just wanted you to see between the first one and the second one, we do the same exact steps. We just have a different symbol in the middle of our numbers. Instead of an equal sign, we have some sort of inequality sign. All right, now let's look at these ones. Negative 4x plus 1 is less than 17. So let's solve it. Undo addition and subtraction first. So we have to subtract 1 from both sides. That gives us 16 is greater than negative 4x, or negative 4x is less than 16. And we're going to right here divide by negative 4 to get x by itself. Divide by negative 4. And this is when you should alert yourself, red flag, because we need to remember that whenever we divide by a negative, we have to flip the sign. So right here, we divided by a negative to get the negative, or to get the x by itself. So these go away. We have x, and instead of the less than sign, we're going to have the greater than sign, and 16 divided by negative 4 is actually negative 4. So x is greater than negative 4. Okay, so I wrote this again, when you divide by a negative, you must flip the sign. We talked about that in our last lesson. You need to remember that when you multiply a negative, you also flip the sign. So let's do an example here, just so you remember. And let's see, we're going to do negative, or we have x divided by -4 plus 10. Oh, this should not be equals 5. This should be greater than, sorry, that was my mistake, greater than 5. X divided by -4 plus 10 is greater than 5. So we need to undo addition and subtraction first. So opposite of a positive 10 is a -10, or subtracting 10. Subtract 10 from both sides. So we have positive 10 minus 10, this goes away. And 5 minus 10 is -5. And then we have our inequality sign still. And we have x divided by -4 is the only thing we have left on this side. So how do we get rid of division right here? This is a dividing line. So how do we get rid of that division? Well, we multiply. So multiply by -4 to both sides. -4 times a divided by -4, makes those two go away. It turns into a 1. And then we multiply to -4 on our other side. -5 times -4 is positive 20, but wait, did you notice? Did your red flag go off? It should have, because you multiplied by a negative. So when you multiply by a negative, you do flip that sign. And a negative times negative is a positive. So x is less than 20, and that is your final answer. Now, before we move on, I also want to define for you what array is, because a lot of you were asking in class what array is. It's quite simple. You'll understand it very quickly. Array is this, a line in either direction with a point at the end of it. It doesn't continue in both directions. It only continues in one direction. So right here, it can be like this. It can be going either to the left or to the right. It actually can be going in any direction. But in this case, it's referring to a number line. So when you have array, it's asking, is it going to be array like this? But it's not a line, because a line continues on in both ways forever. All right, so for your practice, you have two choices. You can, if you have purchased the math book, you can write in your book on page 74 and complete numbers 2A, 2B, and 2C for practice. If you don't have the book, or you just want to continue on these notes, these are those same problems. This is 2A, this is 2B, and this, B, A, and this is 2C. So if you want to just do these ones on the paper, that's totally fine too, whichever works best for you. And then please don't forget to watch the additional video that is on also on my website for solving real-world inequalities. All right, so I will see you guys soon. Have a good day.